Even if you threw away your salt shaker months ago to lower your blood pressure, reduce water retention, and protect your kidneys, your arteries can still remain as stiff as pipes. Cardiologists and dietitians constantly repeat that the most important thing for heart health is to reduce your sodium intake. But that is not the whole truth. The most important thing you need is not just less salt, but its biological antagonist. And here is the shocking thing most adults don't know. Even if you eat a completely bland, salt-free diet, your cells can still be pickled from the inside. Without this missing mineral, your body cannot pump the sodium out. Instead of relaxing your blood vessels and flushing out excess fluid, your cells hold on to water, keeping your pressure dangerously high. Most people make the mistake of demonizing salt, thinking it is the enemy, but ignoring the key component needed to balance it. That is why in this video, I will tell you about 2 forgotten food sources of a nutrient that literally forces your kidneys to flush out salt and relaxes your artery walls. I'll start with the most wasted vegetable part that usually goes in the trash. Then I'll reveal the absolute king of this mineral, which beats bananas by a mile. I will also tell you about 3 foods or habits you should never combine with this mineral if you want to finally see normal numbers on your tonometer after age 50. Subscribe right away if you haven't already. Let's begin. Number 1 is beet greens. Most people buy beets for the red root and throw away the leafy tops. This is a nutritional crime. A serving of cooked beet greens contains an impressive amount of potassium, significantly more than the beet itself, or even spinach. But here's what most people don't know. These greens are also loaded with dietary nitrates. Here is the synergy. Potassium pushes sodium out of the cell, while nitrates convert into nitric oxide, a gas that signals your blood vessels to dilate and relax. It is a dual mechanism for lowering pressure. A recent study showed that people who consumed nitrate-rich greens had a significant drop in systolic blood pressure within just 24 hours. However, there is a trap. If you boil these greens for too long in a lot of water, the potassium and nitrates leach out into the water, and you pour your medicine down the drain. To get the benefit, you must lightly steam them or sauté them in a pan with olive oil. This locks the minerals inside. However, if you only eat greens, you may still not get the maximum benefit if you don't add the next source, which works in perfect cooperation to lock this mineral inside your cells. Number 2 is avocado. While bananas are famous for potassium, they come with a lot of sugar. Avocado is the true king. One medium avocado contains twice as much potassium as a banana, with 0 sugar. But the most important thing is not just the potassium. It is the magnesium found alongside it. Here is the secret mechanism. You can eat all the potassium in the world, but without magnesium, your cells cannot hold on to it. Magnesium acts like the door lock for the cell. It keeps potassium in and sodium out. Without magnesium, the door stays open, and potassium leaks right out of your body. What's astounding is that modern diets are deficient in both. When you eat an avocado, you get the potassium to flush salt, the magnesium to lock the door, and healthy fats to absorb them. It is the perfect anti-hypertensive food. To start utilizing this, replace your morning toast butter with half an avocado. However, consuming these potassium-rich foods will be useless for your body if you combine them with the next 3 things. The last one is the primary reason why your diet isn't working. In fact, it can actively force your kidneys to hoard salt. After analyzing metabolic studies and consulting with nephrologists, I have identified the 3 most dangerous antagonists. Number 1 is diuretic medication. If you take water pills like hydrochlorothiazide to manage pressure, listen closely. These drugs work by forcing your kidneys to expel water. But they are not smart. They flush out water along with your life-saving potassium and magnesium. It is a vicious cycle. You take the pill to lower pressure, but the pill depletes the very minerals that regulate pressure naturally. This can lead to heart palpitations and severe leg cramps. I'll never forget treating Robert, a 65-year-old man who was rushed to the ER with an arrhythmia. He had been on diuretics for years without supplementing minerals. Once we corrected his potassium levels under medical supervision, his heart rhythm stabilized. Always ask your doctor about your mineral levels if you take these pills. Number 2 is chronic stress. You might think stress is just a feeling, but it is a chemical thief. When you are stressed, your body produces cortisol. This is the survival hormone. Cortisol has a specific directive: hold on to sodium to keep blood pressure up in case you need to run or fight, and dump potassium. Evolutionarily, this saved us. Today, it kills us. Chronic stress creates a state where your body refuses to let go of salt, no matter what you eat. I treated Michael, a CEO who ate a perfect diet but had sky-high pressure. It wasn't the salt in his food, it was the cortisol in his blood, dumping his potassium. Number 3 is sugar and insulin. If you think salt is the villain, meet the real boss. The final habit that destroys your balance is a high-sugar diet. When you eat sugar or refined carbs, your insulin spikes. Insulin acts on the kidneys with a direct order: reabsorb sodium. High insulin makes it physically impossible for your kidneys to excrete salt. A study published in the Journal of Diabetes showed that reducing sugar intake lowered blood pressure more effectively than reducing salt intake. I remember treating Linda, who was eating a low-salt diet but consuming lots of fruit and bread. Her pressure wouldn't budge. Once she cut the sugar and stabilized her insulin, her body finally released the excess water and salt. Now that you know about these 3 dangerous antagonists, I have a question for you. Do you crave salty foods or sweet foods more? Write in the comments. But there's something even more exciting. Tomorrow I will reveal a secret about a specific type of tea that acts as a natural ACE inhibitor, relaxing your blood vessels as effectively as medication. I can only share this information with my subscribers first. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Believe me, this secret will shock you. See you soon.